I would say that men who are superficial and insecure and would not having a relationship of substance is not of a priority to them, maybe they would prefer younger women.
Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. So guys, we all know that these 304s are out here trying to be strong and independent.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
And then they piss away their 20s, right? Letting Chad and Tyrone blast up the club. Then they hit their 30s and only Nug and Gavin are going after them, so they let them hit too. And then guys, we all know what happens when Nug and Gavin start shooting up the club. Right guys, we all know.
You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom.
And then by the time they hit 40 guys, they're cooked. They are cooked, right? And guys, nothing burns their balls or burns their ovaries more than seeing a handsome, successful guy their age with a woman that's half their age. Guys, all they say is, "I'ma kill your bitch ass, bitch!" Guys, all these guys, they shot down, disrespected, treated like trash, right? Now he's 45, he's 40, he's 50, he's 55. He's making money, he's in shape, right? And these chicks, divorced their husbands or never had one, and they're out here single AF, right? And wondering why no guys worth a damn will date them. And guys, they can't stand the age gap dating. They can't stand it, right? So guys, we're going to go to Dumpster Fire Nerds TikTok and then look at some of these absolute dunderheads whining about age gap dating. Just cap and cope. Before we do that, guys, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Guys, I have a second channel called 501-304s. That's linked in the description. Join my Discord. Check out the playlist at the end. And guys, go to the link in the description or hit the join button for a membership, because I'm offering memberships now. So thanks to all you guys that are currently members. I really, really appreciate that. And let's get into this. Now, guys, you might notice with these chicks, right, because we have a couple clips, all of them, right, are past the wall, right? Guys, you can see that turkey neck, right? You can see the friggin' crypt key keeper hands. All of it just screams the wall.
Goodness gracious, it drives me crazy. So with the whole argument that men prefer younger women, okay, if a man is dating purely out of something that is superficial, then I suppose you could make the argument that men prefer younger women. Although Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, is about to marry a 54-year-old woman after he just divorced another woman his age. So that doesn't necessarily always hold up. I would say that men who are superficial and insecure and would not having a relationship of substance is not of a priority to them, maybe they would prefer younger women. Because the reason why the majority of these men prefer younger women is because mentally, those are the only people who are going to keep up with them. Okay, it's less about wanting someone who's younger. It's more about wanting someone who's relatable. And a lot of these men are stunted in their developmental, in their mental. Okay, it doesn't matter how successful they are. Oftentimes, even if the more successful they are, the more stunted they are in an emotional and mental way. Okay, because they've been operating. The reason why a man would prefer a woman his own age is because of substance. Because you're not going to have a lot in common with a woman who's much younger. You're going to see her as an inferior inherently, because as terms of life experience, she is an inferior to you. Okay, so you're starting off the relationship with your preference being that your partner is an inferior to you and does not have the same life experiences that you have. So off the bat, it's superficial, right? So I don't see the same people who spout that men like younger women for these reasons are the same ones who are going to vilify younger women for dating men that are much older and vilify younger women for being superficial, or women in general for being superficial. If this is the way that men are operating, if you're a young woman and you're dating older men, or you're dating men who are only dating young women, you are within your right. It is your obligation to be just as superficial. That's the thing with all these arguments, bro. Y'all want to have your cake and eat it too. And all at the expense of women. You need to grow the fuck up. Okay? I get it. When you look at women, you don't see people. And we are so fucking brainwashed, indoctrinated, that oftentimes we think the little things that you do means you see us as people, because we see desirability and attraction and affection as care. But oftentimes it's not. Okay? We are being subjugated to your whims so that you can have some kind of identity because you wouldn't have one otherwise. And I'm sick of seeing it.
Oh boy, guys, she told us, right? She told us. Guys, she does that little friggin' hitting her hand on the table thing. What an absolute moron.
You stupid woman!
And yeah, guys, she's trying to tell us.
I ain't gonna lie. The only thing I'm finna increase is my motherfucking fist across your goddamn face. That's what the fuck, that's what's about to get increased.
Guys, there's so much to freaking unpack here, right? And this chick thinks that she's some boss, but guys, she's so far past the wall. And I guarantee all the rich guys, all the powerful guys that would take her out on trips or whatever, they're ignoring her. And you can just see the rage and the anger in this broad.
Beta female!
You can just see it, guys. She's so mad. She's so mad, guys. You know what I mean? And now she's trying to act like it's some social movement, some social injustice that the men aren't buying her drinks anymore. So she's going to change that. She's going to be the instrument of social justice.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
It's all cap, guys. It's all it is. Guys, rich and successful men, or even successful men who are older, they have access to women like young women had access to men. And they're trying to judge us for it. You guys notice how she mentioned the young girls that date the older guys, but wasn't saying anything negative about them, huh? Absolutely insane. This chick has 500,000 miles, 3 accidents on the Carfax, and she is pissed off, guys. Hell on wheels. This right here is why you don't date chicks your own age. Because I'm 44. I'd never date a chick who's 44. They're set in their ways, they have debt, they have bastard kids, they're mean, they're jaded, they're rude, right? You know what I'm saying? And guys, here's the thing. Hey, Dunderhead, you say most of the guys who date younger chicks don't want a relationship with substance. Guys, we know why older guys want to date younger chicks. That's it. Just smash. Because guys, women don't have anything interesting to say anyways. You think an old woman has anything interesting to say? Look at that. I'm not going to even read all these comments. Actually, here, there's one guy who says men connect with younger women because she's beautiful. But let's see how healthy and happy and lasting the connection turns out to be. We don't want a connection. All we want to do is shoot up the club. Look at that. Mad. Mad, 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 mad. And then trying to mask it as some social movement where she's going to fight the power, right? Guys, she has hashtag sprinkle, sprinkle, please. That's how you know this idiot's a moron. Clown world. Now, guys, we've seen this dunderhead once before. So she calls herself fashionably divorced, right? And she's one of those where she left her husband for no reason, right? And then she got on the internet once he moved on and got the younger model. And of course, she went on for about 2 minutes.
No, I'm just emotional. Why don't you understand that?
And now she's saying, well, I never liked him in the first place. She can have him when she straight up said that she misses her husband, right? Now let's just see what she talks about her relationship when she was younger, dating her older husband.
Ex-husband was 17 years older than me. When he and I met, I was 29 and he was 46. And though everyone around me saw what was going on, I very naively thought he really wanted me for me. Though I was mature for my age, I was still very naive about how men work and really how the world works. And I got a very good crash course. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have understood very well that the only kind of men that date and marry women that are substantially younger than them are insecure men.
There you go.
These are men that want to exploit women, that want to dominate women. They get into relationships so that they can have power. They don't want a partner. If they wanted a partner, they would seek someone who was closer in their age. They would seek out a peer. I don't care what anyone else tries to tell me. I don't care what anyone says about how well balanced their May-December romance is. At the end of the day, it's about power.
Isn't this funny, guys? How she talks trash about her husband, and she wasn't saying that when she was married to him and enjoying the lifestyle he provided, right? And guys, she says she was naive at 29 years old? Seriously?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
What are you talking about? Do you guys see how they just dodge accountability at all costs? And now, guys, once again, she's divorced. I think she's in her 50s. And she's mad because she sees all these guys her age with some 22-year-old. And she's trying to talk to us. Guys, why don't you talk to all these 22-year-old girls that are stepping out of the dude's Porsche or Lambo or Mustang or Vet? You know what I'm saying? Guys wouldn't date the young girls if the younger girls didn't want to date us. Look at that. And guys, she's assuming, once again, that chicks in their 40s and 50s have more sense than chicks in their 20s. Come on, man.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Guys, on this channel, you've seen these 45-year-old chicks, these 55-year-old chicks whining about the dating stuff and the debt all the same way that the 22-year-olds do. Look at that. Hold on, guys. You are seriously trying to say that you were immature and naive at 29? Are you serious? Serious? Accountability really is kryptonite for you women. Laughing face. Post. I think I've like trashed this chick a couple of times. I'm surprised I'm not blocked yet. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Hashtag age gap, relationship, hashtag age gap, couple, hashtag advice for girls, hashtag advice for women, hashtag trophy wife, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Clown world.
So I think I figured out why men like dating younger women or like dating children. Or, yeah, you know what I mean by that.
Look at that, guys. Now, guys, here, let's stop and let's pump the brakes here, okay? This chick, I mean, she was barely like a 4 or a 5. But guys, she's like a year past the wall. Meaning, she probably had her first experience of going to the bar and not having guys buy her drinks, right? She's probably had like her younger sister who's like 25. She's probably like 32. Her younger sister who's like 25 and her friends that are 25. She went out with her sister, her friends, and she was the only one not getting her drinks paid for. And now she's mad, right? You know what I'm saying? This is where this type of anger comes from. Is that realization that guess what? The wall is undefeated, right, guys?
And this might come like obvious to you guys, but when I realized this, I was like, oh my god, it makes so much sense now. So, first of all, I'm just gonna first talk about the guys that just like dating younger women, not necessarily like little kids, but it's still like fucked up. So, let's say they're like 40 or 50 and they're dating a 20-year-old. Some of you may feel like, oh, that's not a big deal, but I personally think it's disgusting and fucked up. And I realized that a lot of those men, they're like heavy drinkers, and they
Okay, please.
started drinking heavy in their 20s, around their 20s, and that's like the age group that they go for. Alcohol and drugs stunt your mental growth. Like if you are constantly drunk and high on like alcohol, coke, whatever, your mental age is going to be stuck at that age that the age was when you started doing all these drugs, because you're...
And that's why all these modern day F304s are basically Forrest Gump, right, guys? Guys, I don't know about you, but guys, we've covered this, right? And you've seen this, right? All these chicks are all abusing alcohol more than men, doing drugs more than men, on friggin' psychotropic drugs more than men, right? So if that's this knucklehead's theory, then that explains why all these knuckleheaded broads are basically 19 years old when they're 40, 50, and 60.
Mental age gets stunted. So then it makes sense why they go for younger girls, because they're stuck mentally at the age of 20. And yeah, have you ever noticed that those older men are so like stuck in their glory days of like drinking and going out with the boys and stuff? Like they're so like mentally young. They literally are just drawn to people that age because they're stuck in that age. Okay. And now on to men that date children. I was high when I realized this, and I feel like when I'm high, I can
Whoa. So she says men do drugs and are basically bad people, but she said that she realized this when she was high. Guys, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up.
A pot-smoking slut.
Inside the mind of like anyone and understand them. Like I have like true empathy, and not in like a way where, oh, I feel sorry, in a way that like I can understand why they're like that. Okay. So when I was high one time, I don't know, I think I was watching something about people that date little kids, and I realized from like different documentaries and stuff that those people usually have some sort of sexual trauma. Like they had it done to them. So say like they had it done to them when they were like 6, and then they grow up to be people that do that.
I don't know, guys. She goes on for like another 30 seconds. Guys, I don't know what she's been smoking. But apparently it's pretty powerful stuff, right? Look at that. What an absolute dunderhead. Guys, this is the cap and the coke, because all the guys that they see as they get older can date younger. Guys ultimately date younger because they can. And all you guys that are 19, 20, 21, 22, and you're mad that the girl that you like is with an older guy, guys, don't be mad. That's how it works. Give yourself 10, 15 years and you're going to be the guy, the 35-year-old guy, the 40-year-old guy. And most of the time you like to stay home and chill. But every now and then you'll go out and smash like a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, 25-year-old, you know? Or let's just say that you're 52, you know, making money. And maybe, guys, I know guys that put off marriage and having kids until they were 45 and 50 because now they're, you know, partner at the law firm. Their business is booming. And now they want to have a prenup and try and get married. But they wanted to get their money game right. If you want to have multiple kids, you cannot do it with the 45-year-old chick. You have to get a 23-year-old who's going to give you 3, 4, 5 kids. And guys, this is the craziest part about Western society. Guys, age gap dating is a big thing all around the world. Africa, Southeast Asia, you know, South America, right? Eastern Europe. Because oftentimes, as a father, why would you want your daughter to marry a guy who's 19, she's 19, and she doesn't have anything when maybe like a 29-year-old lawyer or a 30-year-old lawyer who has a house, a career, can marry your daughter, right? That's how that's always worked. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. I think this is all cap and cope, and this is all these women trying to tell us what real men do and what real men are and judge us men for everything as usual. So, all right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, guys. I am out of here. Have a good one.